Welcome back to the garage, everybody. Working on the old blue Willys today and just checking things off the list. So the big one today was just getting the power steering pump swapped out on the factory bracket, and that included a change to the smaller pulley, so it'll spin the pump a little bit faster at idle, which will increase flow and a little bit of steering. Try not to go too crazy with that, but this pulley, the 5.5 inch I think it is, pulley seems to be a good balance. You can still have the high RPM stuff, not to worry about the pump too much, but it does give you a noticeable boost on the at idle. So the only special thing with that really was when you swap to that smaller pulley, you have to change one of the mounting bolts for the pump to a button head Allen to get clearance for the back of the pulley. So the stock hex head is just too close. So you change that. And then the other thing is you have to overpress the pulley past flush on the shaft by, I believe, 0.135 to get the belt in alignment, at least on this engine. So I just measured before to the bracket, measured after, and just put the first rib of the belt in the same spot relative to the bracket. So everything should be the same place as stock relatively for the belt. So we got that back in. No big deal really. The reason why we changed that out, besides the pulley swap, was that this hose, or the return hose here, was crushed basically and kinked. So repairing that would have been a nightmare. So just replacing the pump and going to a newer unit is the way to go. And so this, yeah, you can see down there. So we have enough clearance with the stock return line to go up this way to the cooler, or come back from the cooler, I would say. And then you can see the smaller pulley right there. You can see the little bit of overpress to line up the pulley there. Other than that, this bracket comes in and out really easy now. I do want to, since this is going to be a ram assist system, I do want to have a little bit of extra volume in the power steering pump. So I'm going to make a extended neck for the power steering pump, just with a piece of hose clamped onto the neck. And then there'll be a bracket up in this area, and then this will mount up here with a hose barb on the bottom and just connect the two places. And that way you can run a little bit more fluid in the pump without having to have a remote reservoir and all that and a lot of extra hoses. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. Got some stuff on the list here, hopefully. So oh, yesterday we did do the trimming on the Haas for the winch mount, which was down there. That's looking good. And so today we installed the power steering pump with the small pulley. That's done. And then oh, we did the fuel pump access door. I'll show you that here. So that was basically just the putting so we used clip nuts for these fasteners, and it was just laying out a pattern and drilling that flange and putting in the clip nuts so that that access panel is in place now. And that's just where you access the fuel pump. So basically just a Phillips head screwdriver takes all those out, panel comes off, and then the pump will be right there. And that's just a factory factory GM pump, so makes replacement at any parts house pretty easy. So we get to cross that off the list, I think. Oh, and then the other thing, when I put the pulley back in, I did another mock-up of the belt size. And this time, instead of using tape, I actually used this Velcro, double-sided Velcro tape. But anyways, this stuff worked really good for coming up with a belt length, because you can actually, you know, slip it through everywhere. You can keep track of what one side or the other, so like ribbed and flat. And that really let me, sorry if this is not going to show up very good because it's black, but that let me go back through and redo that belt routing that we worked on the other day, which is, this was the plan, but I wanted to get a better idea of what that all felt like. And I was actually able to get quite a bit of tension on this, and I do have to do something for the calculation on the tensioner pulley is still in the out position, so I'm trying to think up how much belt from this length I want to shorten it. But anyways, it'll be nice because I can just take that, I can just slip that off the idler here probably, and then I'll have a complete mock-up belt that's the right, that's a very close length, and then I can just use that to determine the belt size. So that worked out pretty sweet. I have tons of this stuff around because I use it on some of my recovery gear products, the anti-tip block, stuff like that. So anyways, that's a good tip there. So we did get the engine belt second mock-up done, so I can take that off, take it to the parts house and get parts there. We did get the drive shaft in from Tom Woods, and I don't have any front drive shaft U-bolts. The yoke on the front axle is going to change though, because that is going to get JK gears. To match the back, because the back is a Rock Chalk 44, so if I can make the front and rear gears match as far as like the larger low pinion JK gear set, so that's a pretty big upgrade really in a 44, especially low pinion front. A little bit will help there for sure, so do that. I did mock up the drive shaft under there. I don't know if I can show you guys this very easy, but I just kind of set it up in there. You can see it up in there for now, just to kind of check the clearance on the exhaust and stuff, which for now, with it just kind of sitting up in there, whoa, weird angle, it just looks fine for now. And let's see what else today. Oh, I did go through and fix the twin stick, which I actually didn't make a thing for that, but so I moved the twin stick over instead of trimming this out, and I centered up the sticks in this opening just by cutting them, offsetting them, grinding them, and then just TIG welding them back up. But that made, I took an inch out of the height of the shifter just because I thought it looked a little tall and felt kind of tall from the driver's seat. So that's all squared up now for the and then as soon as, I think those were still a little warm last time I checked. I didn't want to melt the boot, but I need to try the boot on there and dig up the trim panel. But now I can do, with this done, now I can do the SM420 shifter and check all that. So that's coming up. So I get to double cross that off. I don't know. Cross it off again. I don't know. Let's see, I think that did it for today. Yep, so just round up some. So we got the second mock-up done for the belt. I guess I can cross all these off now, which is always satisfying. Oh, I did come up with a way, I think, to do the seat latch handles. I did order some parts for that. They'll be here, but I don't know if I can put the bracket on because I think it's going to be underneath this seat tube down here. I think I'm just going to do a choke cable, and then the little pull button will be right down here, and that's what will release the seat for it pivoting forward. But we got parts ordered for that. Oh. All right. Well, looks like we got some pretty good space on the board again. Probably time to fill it back up. But we did get in a healthy bunch of the exhaust bits for the rear half of the exhaust. So that's probably going to be one of the next things to go through and do, is the rear half of the exhaust from the merge to the tailpipe. It's going to be interesting. I definitely crawled under there and kind of played around with the muffler and other things and trying to get an idea where stuff was going to go and have to exit. And it's going to be neat. So can't wait to show you that. And I think that about does it for today. I got to run to the hardware store, pick up a couple little bolts for some screws and nuts for some other projects and stuff. But thanks for following along. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. And yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, all those things. Thanks for following along. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.